I am Christy Blanchard. I'm going to introduce you to James Arnold.
Hello there. I say hello there, you say hello there, right? Hello there. Hello there. Oh, you're so good. Hey, this is fun, huh? Welcome to Austin. How many folks are from Austin here? 1 or 2. How many drove a long way? How many drove a really long way? All right, one dude, yeah. All right, totally. Well, I am so thrilled to be here because this is something new and exciting. Does anybody know what we're going to talk about tonight? Anybody know? Well, it is a new show, and I've been very blessed as an actor. I'm a voice actor, and that means I spend my days in little padded rooms talking to myself. They used to call it crazy, now they call it lucrative. And I'm blessed to do it. I've been a lot of different characters, and a lot of people ask me then about what I do for a living, and they always say, well, have I seen you in anything? And then I'm going to hope that this little computer is actually going to get to the right video. This is not my computer, so I'm touching all these buttons, and I don't know which one's what. And they have to, because now it's not there. It was there. Where's my video? Oh no.
Let's see, tech, pretend as though nothing is happening right now.
Okay. Oh, okay. I like what you're doing there. Oh, that's very nice. Okay, that's it. Yeah, right there. So, okay. So people say, have I heard you in anything? To which case I say,
Well, I've been Jedi's.
a Johnny,
And a Jack. That's Captain Jack Sparrow.
a mouse, a dog, and a cat. Hairball.
A caveman, some villains.
A mini-wheat, too. And Guardians of the Galaxy,
I'm Cosmo.
and Yong. In video games, I'm Ratchet, it's true, but there are also many others that I'd like to tell you, like Titus, and Spider-Man,
Silver Surfer. Magneto. Gigi. Prince John. And a Transformer too.
I voice in games, they're great fun to do. But sometimes celebrities can't provide their own voice, so I jump in and give them a choice, like, great Scott, it's Christopher Lloyd, R.J. Marichal,
Andre the Giant.
or Christopher Walken when they need one.
But wait, there's more.
Like the stuff that you hear at the end of the show when the credits are near.
It's Animation Domination Sunday, 7:30, 6:30 Central on Fox.
In closing, I'm also that voice that comes on that speaks really fast. First it's there, then it's gone. Offer expires November 30th. See some use only is directed. Yes, it's all a part of the crazy VO that makes up the life of a voice acting Joe like me. So that's a little sneak peek of what I do in the studio, doing some voices. There was supposed to be some music with that, but it didn't come on, but that's cool. All right, are we having a good time?
So another time, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And you know I'm Jedi Master Plo Koon.
How did he do that? Did you know that? Plo Koon? That's a Plo Koon fans? I still want the Plo Koon spin-off, don't you? Yeah. I'd also like to see the Duchess and Obi-Wan when they were younger, but that's another story. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about something very cool, and you are going to hear it maybe for the first time tonight, but it's called Gabriel and the Guardians. And it is a very, very cool show. And we're going to bring out the creator of it and one of the producers of it. Would you like to meet them and learn more about Gabriel and the Guardians? Oh, come on now. Let's learn about Gabriel and the Guardians. Let's bring out Al Moore. He's the founder, producer, and animator of Gabriel and the Guardians. Al, where are you? Come on, let's hear for Al. There he is. And the creator of Gabriel and the Guardians, the founder and art director as well, Jason Mooney. Jason, there he is. He's the guy that helped with the video earlier. Look at that. Are we going to sit? Are we going to do like a standard panel, sit down and look really important? Well, you know, when I was making this, I really wanted, you can do all that stuff, Jason. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us here. And say hello there to your new fans, right? Okay. So, Gabriel and the Guardians, we can talk about it, we will talk about it, but would you like to give them a little tease first? What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
You guys want to see a little of what it's all about?
Yeah,
Okay, let's take a look at a little teaser trailer, as we call them. The
Now bear with us, because we're going to make sure that we've got sound on this.
Yeah, let's make sure we have sound. Just a little test.
Long ago, the world of Ara descended into chaos, and paradise was lost. False gods from the unseen realm deceived the people of Ara, stealing their birthright. Mortals roamed the wasteland, hopelessly searching for purpose. And that brings us to me, a celestial guardian, sent as a light piercing the darkness. My name is Gabriel.
Woo! Gabriel and the Guardians. Hey, here's something you're going to notice about Gabriel and the Guardians. It's got a real kind of anime feel to it, and we're going to get into that as to why. But first, Jason, what inspired you to make this show?
That's a good question. Well, I'm not from the industry. I never worked on a show before or anything like that. I was working as a banker. I'm not actually a banker, but I did work at J.P. Morgan Chase as a media developer.
Okay.
It's just more fun to say banker.
It is. Yeah. I was a banker that turned
Television show
into
banker.
animated.
But COVID hit,
Yeah.
and I just found myself with a lot of time on my hands as I
Nobody else can relate to that, I'm sure, right? That's happening.
And what happened was, as I started to fill that time with some listening to some podcasts and reading and spending some time in the book of Genesis, I found it fascinating, actually. And I started drawing characters and imagining a fantasy world inspired by these things that I was reading, and over time it developed into a story, and that's kind of where it started.
That is awesome. And so I think the one thing that's really inspiring is so many of you folks come up to the table and you say hello there, and then you say, I'm a creator, I'm an artist, I've got dreams of doing these things, and what I love is Jason did it, and he's here now on the stage talking about it with y'all. So be inspired, and also, never give up on the dreams that you have out there too. And that's always really important. And Al, you have worked in animation actually for a little bit of time. Yeah, can you tell us a little about your history?
Yeah, I've worked on a few shows you probably have never heard of. I worked on Lion King, Pocahontas, Lilo and Stitch, Brother Bear, a few shows in the 90s.
I'm not familiar with those.
Anyone heard of this before?
That's good, man.
Yeah. So what drew you to Gabriel and the Guardians?
So, the story, what happened was our other partner isn't here right now, but his name is David Cunningham, so there's three of us. My wife calls us Triceratops, but he sent me a copy of the script that he was working on with Jason, and he was like, hey, give this a read, because we used to work together at another studio for 8 years, and he said, just give me, this is a project I'm working on, take a look at this, see what you think about it, and give me your feedback. And after about a third of the way through, I was like,
I'm on the feed, by the way, so I'll try to
That's
do
awesome.
that.
We're getting like the other panels.
Well, when I was making Dragon Slayer,
What is that?
Anakin.
Sorry.
Anyway, so he gave it to me to read over, and I read through about a third of it, and I said, how do I get involved in this? It's just a great story, I just want to be involved in great storytelling.
So so the story itself we'll get into as well, but I want to go back to this anime influence. Y'all see that there is a bit of an anime influence? Do we have any anime fans in the crowd? See, I think it's so cool. So many people say oh, James, you do anime. I'm like, no, but I'm a big fan of anime. I've been in some things here and there, but I just love the storytelling and the way that the art looks and the way that it plays out, and the acting. There's some fantastic anime actors here at this show today. I hope you all are getting a chance to meet them and stuff too, and we're going to talk about some of that. But Jason, was that a specific idea to you that you thought, I want this in this style?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on anime, love it, and in particular, I've passed that honestly on to my daughter, who is now a huge anime fan, really into My Hero Academia and a number of slice of life animes. And so, it comes honestly, I was a huge Trigun fan, a huge Dragon Ball. I'm not ashamed to admit I was a Dragon Ball Z fan. And so that's just always been really kind of deep in my art style.
Yeah.
And
so you are the artist behind all this as well, then, yeah?
Yeah, I did all the concept designs, and actually, so we've partnered with an actual overseas studio that works on animes such as Megalobox, such as Lupin the Third, Pokemon Sun and Moon, and they've taken my concepts and redesigned them
and give them that
even further. Push it even further.
Because I think that that's also kind of the thing that people go, well, okay, it's American, but it's, it's paying homage to anime, it's influenced by anime, it's inspired by anime. You can say all that, but at the same time, if you're looking at it, you're thinking this is an anime show, and I think that's the coolest part of it, because it's put together with folks that do that on a regular basis.
I think that would be the hope. I think that we want to honor anime as best we can and show that this is a love letter to that style. And in that, we ended up finding a studio that really loved the concept, that works on actual animes, and said we want to be a part of this. And so that was just a really cool thing.
It is very cool. Now, it's about, a lot of the show is about identity as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if either one of you want to jump in on that and kind of explain, because I think identity is kind of a key thing in this day and age now. We're all kind of searching and seeking and trying to find out who we are and what we, I personally have had my own identity stories in my life where I found out some interesting information about myself at a very late age in life. And also when you do a lot of different voices all the time, when you're constantly being Captain Jack Sparrow or Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon or Chris Walken, as I said, or whoa, wait a second, Doc, you mean to tell me that I'm not Michael J. Fox? Okay, wait. When you're dealing with being a bunch of other people, you always kind of wonder, who the heck am I? What I found is, meeting beautiful, wonderful fans as yourselves, we're all kind of looking for that. And is that was a key factor for you with this, right?
Yeah, I mean, having teenagers and watching them meander through high school and have at every turn different things that are vying for a piece of their identity and trying to tell them what they should or shouldn't be.
Right.
I think that what we found is that it would be great to, at our core, what's a theme that everybody, I remember being in high school and trying to figure out, who am I?
Yeah.
The question, who am I? Who am I going to be? And do the things that I do those determine who I am?
Yeah.
And so I think we wanted to wrestle with some of those things. And, we don't want to tell anybody what their identity is.
Sure.
But we do want to say, you should be finding your identity.
Yeah, I say that I have a podcast and I say, know what you believe and why you believe it. Because you got to know what you're all about and why. But, so speaking of me, because I like that topic, I kid. I'm in this show. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that part. And I play. Do you guys want to know who I play or what I'm about? Yeah. We're not going to tell you that. But, so can you tell me a bit about who I play? Either one of you. I don't know if you want to jump in.
So
introduce them
we have a character called Malacros.
Malacros sounds like a friendly, fun guy.
Yeah. And Malacros is our season 1 villain.
Oh. Wait a second. James gets to play a bad guy for a change? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was going to say the shift, right?
Yeah. I really loved the opportunity to get to play somebody back. Would y'all like to see me play a bad guy for once in a while? Cool, am I that big guy right there?
So
Right.
in this show there are these big giants.
Yeah.
The
For
chaos
sure,
giants.
typecast again, look at me, I'm huge.
But these giants, they have a master,
Okay.
and that master is not that guy.
No, but that guy's cool. I like that guy. Can I be
We'll
that
talk
guy?
about that guy
Oh, okay, bummer.
But you're this guy.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Although
this
red's
is,
not usually my color. But,
this is the guy that discovers how to take the DNA of the gods and create giants from that DNA.
create giants from the DNA. Okay, I like it. I wonder what he sounds like. I know what he sounds like, but we're not gonna get there yet. No. Well, he sounds like a very cool dude.
Yeah.
You know, somebody you want to party with, someone I want to hang out and party with. But there's another character in this that his name is Knock, right?
Yeah.
Now that would have to be somebody you'd have to get somebody really special to voice a character like
Because
Knock.
Knock is like one of the main heroes of season 1.
Okay. So for somebody special like that, do y'all think they would need to go with somebody that's kind of, well, almost like a chosen one, right? I think so. In fact, do I hear some knocking from backstage? Wait a second, is that Anakin? Is that, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Lanter?
I had to use this joke. Knock, knock. There it is, there you go.
Matt, okay, do you want to hear?
Are you going to give me your check?
Yes, you take it, please.
Look at
Please,
you.
Anakin, sit down.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. Hey, guys.
He would have just pushed me out of there. All right, hang on. So, pretty cool. We get to work together again.
I know, I can't wait, and I just found out that you're the bad guy. and
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a good guy.
You're a
so
good guy.
I might get to do a little
Switcheroo.
hunting,
Yeah.
maybe killing, or I don't know.
So that's him. Look at. Why do you have more muscles than me? I know. That's kind of the way it goes. Look at you.
Yeah, he looks like a hero.
He does look like a hero. Typecast again for you. So, Matt, do you have questions about Knock?
Well, I've got so many questions.
Yeah.
I don't know what questions I'm allowed to ask and not ask.
Yeah.
Something I did see, you spoke about the Giants.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about Knock's relation to the Giants?
Yeah, so one of Knock's first lines is, "My name is Knock of the Bakura tribe, and I kill giants."
He's a giant slayer. Right.
Yeah.
Now, I saw something on it. I don't know if we can say this. I actually don't know what I can say. This is not all for
If our head writer was here, I'm sure he'd be like,
I don't know.
Matt and I have spent, 2 decades working in Star Wars, basically, where you can say nothing about anything
That's true,
at
yeah.
all.
We're very
So we're
well
always
trained.
just like, how are you? You're like, I don't know. That's George Lucas.
this isn't a Marvel show, but I feel like Kevin Feige almost came out and drug you off.
Yeah.
So but the mother.
Yeah, so there's some stuff with the mother.
Okay, all right, I got it. All right.
Yeah. Not in the sand or anything, no sand.
No, he actually loves sand.
Oh, he loves sand. He gets places that love sand. Rich.
Yeah, diversity, that's good.
Hates water.
Oh, thank you, sir. I got a chair. Look at that. Okay. All right. Well, so Knock. Al, did you have anything?
Yeah, well, real quick, I don't think that that's a huge thing. So he is driven to kill giants because, I'll let you say it.
Because he watched his mother be eaten by a giant.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
I think maybe he's got some anger, some
anger issues
He's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and so he's been selected to become a cleric. The clerics of the core tribe are, not supposed to seek revenge, or they're following the ways of the old ways of the Creator, and yet he is driven to secretly go out and try to seek revenge. And so he's kind of caught in between. I mean, who hasn't been caught in between the thing that they want to be
Yeah.
and the thing that they are currently existing in?
I thought you were you were going to say caught between like, you know, a giant and another giant. I had a doll.
A knock in a hard place?
I'm 5'4". There he goes. He's getting the hang of this now, right? We're loosening up here. All right, Gabriel and Guardians, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, very good. So, very exciting. Now, we will be, you know, recording together again, back together again, doing voices together again, doing characters, and there's a lot of exciting stuff. But we're gonna let you go.
But get off
Because
the
you were,
stage.
you were like the big. Are we excited that Matt Lanter is going to be in this? Now, you guys you don't have any footage of him, right? So we're not going to show any footage of him in action. We're going to show some other stuff because we even have other people to talk about that are going to be on this show. So we're going to let you go on with your evening.
Well, I'm just going to sit there and watch you guys talk about this because I'm interested. I want to see more.
You can be with us if you want. I just wanted to give you your evening. So Matt will be here tomorrow as well. You know, I'm going to come by and say hello to him at his booth. I'm right next to him, so then you can say hi. And then there's this gal, she's newbie, Ashley Eckstein. You haven't heard of her. She's got this very small line. Nobody ever waits to get her autograph. It's very sad. The three of us, in fact, the three of us have a Clone Wars panel tomorrow, I believe, on the main stage as well. And so be looking for us there because we have a lot of fun when we do that. We'll take your questions and answers and stuff too. But other than that, you're just enjoying Austin.
Yeah, and enjoying watching you host this.
Awkward. Watching me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the new star of Gabriel. You on your shirt too. Look at that.
I am on my
He's on
shirt.
his shirt. That's it. That's good. I like that, but I'm not on the back of my shirt.
That's in your lunchbox.
Oh, okay, it's on the lunchbox. We got the lunchbox. And did you know that? Thank you, Matt. All right. We can go now.
Yep.
I like this because I actually get it. All right, Anakin, move on. It's always about Anakin. There he goes, quietly off the stage. But he's literally just sitting right there. Wait a second, wait a minute. This is day to day with me, with him. This is it. You know, we live near each other, Matt and I, and he actually bought a house higher than mine. He lives up on a hill. I have a high ground. Don't try it. All right, so true. Okay, I'm gonna move back over here. All right, guys, are we having fun? Are we ready to go? It's kind of really, it's really cool because it was like, okay, how do we talk about this? How do we introduce this whole thing and show this new show that's very different? Again, it's not Star Wars, but it is so cool, and it is again inspired by anime, which I love. But Al, you've gone from working in all aspects of animation. This is a very different style for you. Can you talk a bit about that for a second?
Yeah, I mean, it's well, the good thing about it is it's a different style as far as anime versus what I was doing at Disney. But what we like about this, or what I love about it, is that we all decided we wanted to do 2D because you know, the hand-drawn art form has kind of gotten a bit lost. I know in Japan they do it a lot, but here in the States, it's kind of switched over to a lot of CG, and you know, it really showcases, I think, you know, let me put it this way, and I don't want to offend anybody, but to me, CG is a little clean looking. You know, it lacks the human interaction, the human.
Except for Clone Wars, of course.
Right. Yeah, I love Clone Wars.
Yes. No, I know.
But no, and so, you know, we wanted to bring it back and do a 2D show.
Give it a classic feel.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite Disney movies are the ones where you can really see the line work.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can just see.
101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, Jungle Book.
Yeah.
See the sketches.
Yeah.
It's great.
And as far as anime series, will we see any parallels in this show from things that have inspired you guys?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Can you give us any of those or anything? What inspired you? What are some of the ones that you guys?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, as I said, Trigun, I think that there's something really awesome about the story that's told in Trigun, and this narrative about family.
Yeah.
You know, and so I, you know, in spite of that, obviously, like I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender with my kids. And so it was great. Avatar: The Last Airbender was awesome because I watched it. And then when I had kids, I watched it with them, my 2 daughters.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 sons. And you know, and they were the next ones, and then we watched it again with them. And so we've watched it as, you know, 3 times through.
And did you hear all the parts that because I did a couple of characters in that show. Did you always go, hey, there's James?
Is that real?
Yeah, I really was in that show.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I'm no D. Bradley Baker, but.
And so I think that what Avatar does awesome is Avatar has this great hero's journey, and these great characters, and then it just effortlessly weaves in this deep texture of culture and philosophy. A lot of Buddhist philosophy in this beautiful way. And so, you know, as I was finding a lot of life in particularly the Torah and reading some of the ancient Hebrew scriptures, I was like, well, could you do that same thing with a fantasy story, but use the Hebrew scriptures as, you know, some of the grounding of philosophy?
Somewhat like Lord of the Rings or the Chronicles of Narnia, where again they're almost, you know, they're not analogies, but they're really allegories almost of you know, biblical scripture.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, what's cool about Lord of the Rings is that Lord of the Rings does the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings takes, you know, Celtic, Norse, a lot of those ancient European mythologies and folklores, and weaves it into this fantasy world. And so, again, it was like, well, could you do that with some of the Mesopotamian, you know, Sumerian and Assyrian and Semitic Hebrew, Proto-Hebrew cultures and myths and legends and lores, and what if you had a fantasy world built out of that?
Very cool.
So, yeah.
So I see, is she on the screen there?
Yeah, that's
Nemea.
So she's,
Nemea.
speaking of Sumerian.
Yes, a voice to be, TBD, that's a different actor, I don't know TBD.
Yeah.
That is to be determined.
Yeah.
So Nemea is,
she's one of the main characters.
One of the main characters, and so we will, and we may have some other folks that we know, you know, coming on and doing some voices. There's some other surprises, maybe some other characters that will surprise us. Yeah, and but let's also talk about, we've kind of danced around. The show's called Gabriel and the Guardians. So who's playing Gabriel? We heard Gabriel. Did anybody recognize Gabriel's voice?
Yeah.
Nobody. Oh, I see. I think I just heard somebody say. A very, very famous anime actor, very, very awesome singer and actor and performer, and you just gave it away right there. Young Bosch is playing Gabriel. We have any Johnny fans here in the crowd? Well, do we have any Johnny in? Oh, wait. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. It's Johnny Young Bosch live, patiently waiting for his moment to finally be able to talk about. He has been the most patient man in the world. He has been waiting forever to say, guys, let me just tell you, he's got like hundreds of thousands of fans all over the world, and he's like, I want to let them know about this, and let's let him talk finally, because he's there live. Johnny, can you hear us?
Did you guys talking to me?
Yeah. Can you hear us, Johnny?
Hey.
Can you hear us, man?
I can hear you.
All right.
I can hear you.
Awesome.
Well, you're here. You're live with us, man. There's a crowd. They're looking at you.
Can he hear?
I'm a giant face on the screen. Hey, everyone. Johnny here. Sorry I can't be there, but I'm excited about Gabriel and the Guardians. And I'm assuming you showed them a bunch of cool stuff.
We're going to show you more.
We're about to show some more stuff.
Okay. I don't know what you showed yet. But I'm excited for this. This should be a lot of fun, and I'm excited about the project and working with the cast, and I'm just looking forward to the story.
Yeah, thank you, man.
And
That's
then,
awesome.
Johnny, you also may or may not be, he's doing a little music on this too, right? Is that okay to give away?
Yeah, you did some music for
Oh,
us.
is it?
We haven't played it yet. Yes, we haven't played it yet.
Oh, I mean,
But
yeah,
go-
I don't know.
go ahead and play it. So Johnny, for those of you who don't know, is an awesome musician and has an awesome band, and he offered to do a theme song for us. And so, yeah, we're going to show you that to you guys here in a little bit.
I'm glad I'm not there for that. Makes me nervous.
Well, we are so excited to have you as a part of this, especially the lead, Johnny. It is so exciting and so cool. I think everybody here is excited to that. They've seen a little bit of you. We're going to show them a little bit more here in a second, but we wanted to make sure that you could come on and say hello there to everybody.
Oh, awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for being there. Thanks for showing this project some support. And yeah, I'm sure they've said it already, but go check out the table and get more info, and yeah, just help us spread the word.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yong Bosch, the star of Gabriel with the audience. There he goes. Technology at its finest. Look at this poor guy. He's like been waiting the whole time. Like, okay, Obi-Wan, speed it up, dude.
He's been in that Zoom room since 8 o'clock.
Oh my gosh. Oh, God bless him. Okay.
Poor guy.
So we
Man.
should probably show.
Do you want to show some more? You guys want to see a little bit more of this? All right. Okay.
So you saw the trailer at the beginning, and that was Johnny. Some people
Yeah.
probably figured that out.
Yeah.
And then this is Johnny does have some, he calls them efforts. I assume you know what that means.
Yes.
But he does efforts for this.
Yeah.
I have this audio file, just him going,
Does he do this?
yeah, some of those.
I love those. Those are fun.
All right, so we're going to show this?
Yeah, let's take a look. You guys want to see it?
See?
Let's take a look. Awesome. All right, there he is. You think he's eating and then he's home.
He's just playing with the Leviathan.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, very, very cool. Now, okay, so let's talk a bit about how are we going to be able to see this? Now, this is going to be done through Angel Studios, correct? I don't know if you all know Angel Studios.
Yes.
Sound of Freedom, The Chosen,
Yeah.
and they have a streaming
So what's
service.
really cool about what they do is they support creators, and so they have a platform where they allow creators to connect with fans to partner together to create something. And so that's part of the model. If anybody is familiar, it's kind of like Kickstarter, but it's a little different because there becomes a potential for an opportunity for the fans to get ownership in the show.
And be involved and pay it forward and
Yeah.
have other people see it, and it just kind of keeps moving forward and forward from there. So it will be streaming more than likely then on their.
Yeah, we're looking their platform, and we're looking at some other very traditional, like I don't want to say the name, but some very popular traditional anime streaming platforms.
Where you will be able to catch this show as
yeah.
well. Yeah, okay, all right. So that is awesome. Okay, so now, the big question for you, Jason, you were a fan, and now you're a creator. What has been your experience for all these folks out here that want to create their own stuff as well, too? Any advice for them?
I got great advice for you.
Okay.
Get used to sending people messages, just a lot of messages to people, and be comfortable with that. And don't be afraid to break the rules, because that's like, what they're going to do is tell you, what I always heard is like, you know, you need an agent, you got to do this to get past the gatekeepers. And, you know, I've been told that since this started. How did you talk to, how did you get this thing out? I was like, I didn't know the rules.
Yeah.
I just messaged people on LinkedIn. I messaged people, I went out and looked on a show that I liked and looked at the producers and went, oh, I'll find that guy on LinkedIn. Went on LinkedIn, messaged him.
Yeah.
Sometimes they responded back and said, who are you?
Yeah.
Sometimes they responded back and said, sorry, I can't look at anything without, no solicited material. But if you do it enough,
Somebody answers.
someone eventually will answer. And they'll go, hey, yeah, sure, I'll look at your thing. And that's exactly how it started.
Well, it's kind of even like with us. We met through a friend, because I had just finished producing a movie, and a friend of mine is Dan Hazeltine from the band Jars of Clay, and Dan is friends with Brad, your friend, and who was involved. And so then it was, okay, well, James Arnold Taylor is this guy over here, and maybe you know him.
Actually, I got a funny story.
And I was going to say, there is a funny story about that.
So Brad's a good friend of mine, but I met him because of all that same thing. Knocking down doors, bird dogging the old school way. And eventually someone gave me Brad's name, and I connected to him. And he is the business manager for a band called 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
And so he basically, like after we became friends, and he was like, dude, I really like this project. I think this is really cool. I have a passion for helping artists, and kind of looking at the kind of the alternative route of getting things made, indie style. And so, but he basically was like, I want to introduce you to Dan Hazeltine, and he did. And so when I met Dan, Dan was like, I got a friend who like does cartoon voices. So could I tell him about this? And I was like, okay, this is probably like his neighbor, some guy that's just like, doing cartoon voices. And then he sent me your information, and I was like,
hello there.
This is James Arnold Taylor. I was like, you're gonna let with that.
Oh, well, that's very nice. That's cool. I feel important now. And then I said, hey, I know Matt Lanter, who's still literally just sitting back over there. Knock, knock. How sweet is he to just be sitting here while we're just up here? You really could be up here. I was trying to give you...
No, I like it this way now.
You feel the control of it now? Look at he's like,
I'm the creator of the show. Matt, you sit over there. James, talk monkey, all right.
Okay, so, hey, if I say never be shaken, what would you say?
Never fall.
Okay, so that's a new little thing we all need to learn, right? Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, well, so that's the declaration of the Guardians, the Celestial Guardians. They have this thing that they say to each other, may we never be shaken, and then the response is, may we never fall. And it's shortened to never be shaken, never fall.
Okay, so if I say never be shaken, you say...
Never fall!
Never be shaken?
Never fall!
Never be shaken...
Never fall!
Awesome, I like it, okay. And so, are we learning about Gabriel and the Guardians? Are we excited about Gabriel and the Guardians, guys? I can't wait for you all to see this. What's the time frame? Can we talk about time frame, or is that like hard to say?
Al's probably got the best.
Come on, Al.
Couple weeks, first episode, couple weeks.
Yeah,
Weeks, no. So we're looking to go into production in the beginning of 2024, and we're doing 13 episodes for the first season, 22 minutes apiece. So we're looking to drop these episodes first quarter 2025. And then they'll come out one after another for 13 weeks.
But in between then and now, we have partnered with a studio overseas that does manga, and they are working on a manga series for us that will actually start with a kind of a prequel story, and then actually just follow the series, just like a traditional manga does.
Yep.
And so I've got a few of the test pages that I can share here from a studio called Studio 9 Lives.
I think what's really cool about this is, I know it's just kind of like this small little panel where we're talking about all this, and we're kind of, loose and having fun here with all of it. But I really believe that at some point, years from now, people will be like, oh yeah, that just kind of started in this little, little panel at Galaxycon. And thanks, by the way, to the folks at Galaxycon for letting us really announce this. This is kind of our world exclusive announcement. And they were so kind and excited about the fact that Matt and I were going to be involved with this too, and so it was gracious of them to let us have this time with you all. And thank you for all taking your time here as well, because
I do want to talk about, real quick, our writers.
Yes.
So David Cunningham is our head writer, showrunner, and he put together over the summer a phenomenal writers room.
Okay.
So he put together 6 writers from around the country, awesome, talented guys that we came together and we got to, for a week, we wrote the first 7 episodes. And I've got some footage from that.
Oh, would we like to see some of that? I think so. Okay, let's take a look.
These guys take cartoons really seriously.
So Gabriel and the Guardians is like Lord of the Rings meets Seinfeld, but it's about something.
All right, guys, later. I can see you guys are super stoked for this. Okay, so you see the splits happening here, right? You guys know what this means. We got JBCD. Yeah. And every time he does the splits, special power.
I'm not sure how this fits with episode 7, where he's not able to do a split, but that would do.
Yeah, well, it's like we want to show that it's possible to do the splits, and then he loses his splitting power. And then he has to get it back again.
He pulls his hamstring in 6.
I really this show. Chronicles of Narnia meets My Little Pony, with the Twisted Ninja Turtles. So it's pretty cool.
Yes. I didn't know you guys were going to be funny. I thought all the funny was going to be for me. You know? That is awesome, man. So, okay, Gabriel and the Guardians. It is coming soon. It is going to have some very cool voices in it. It's got some amazing art. It's based on some very cool source material. Yes, and I'm very fond of, quite personally. But any other last words that you have to your brand new fans here? Anything that you want to say to them?
I mean, thank you guys for coming and just hearing what we have to say. I know you guys have never heard of this before, and it's hard to get excited about something that you don't know anything about, but I really, really appreciate you guys coming and being in this and let us share it with you. You're the first group of people that have seen any of this, really.
So, if they want to get more information, they want to become fans, they want to start spreading the word, they can go down to your booth.
Yeah, they can come to the booth. You can go to GabrielAndTheGuardians.com.
GabrielAndTheGuardians.com. Spread
We've
the
got
word.
a ton of swag in the booth. Like, we're dying to give away t-shirts and posters and all kinds of stuff, stickers.
Yeah, because that's the way it starts, word of mouth, right? Start talking about this. So start spreading the word on it, and then hashtag is Gabriel and the Guardians. Hashtag Gabriel and the Guardians. Okay, GabrielAndTheGuardians.com. Hashtag Gabriel and the Guardians. There's a booth down there. You might even see me over there saying hello there. And please come see them throughout this weekend, all right? Are we all ready to support this show? Yes.
Do you guys want to hear Johnny's song?
I want to hear Johnny sing. Knocking out. Let's end on a high note.
All right. Here we go.
Let's
I hope it's cranked out there. Lanter one last time. Thank you all for checking out this. Please come and talk to us at the booths and come see them at their booth as well.
James.
Yes.
Never be shaken!
Yes. Never be shaken. Never fall. All right, rock on. May the force be with you too. All right. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you guys for coming.